Ready? All right, Finn's gonna help me tour the exterior of this van. Starting up front, the rims and tires, we were running the BF Goodrich KO2s with the black Rhino Arsenal rims. Those are the gunmetal gray. Along the side here, AMA auto window slider and Stoked Adventure Outfitter Nerf bars. I guess we'll jump right to the roof. This is the Stoked Adventure Outfitters Yukon rack. It's a full solid one-piece aluminum rack, and there's some pretty cool mounting options up there. They've actually integrated cargo clips onto this rack. You have a Fiamma F45S mounted up there with 2 of the roving awning lights, floodlights, that kind of lights up this area when you're out camping. On the side of the van here, we have flares from Flare Space with the slider windows. Got the Furion 30 amp shore power. And coming around the rear here, this is a pretty cool setup. We have the Owl Van Sherpa modified with the large box here from Owl. And then you have just the tire carrier from Owl with the spare mounted up here. And you also have, these are pretty unique. These are Flare Space windows. So these are a fiberglass shell, which allows you to then insert windows that then open. At the moment, or at the time, there wasn't a company who made factory windows that do open. It's a pretty cool option. And yeah, these are fiberglass and wrapped to match the van. Moved around to the driver's side of the rig. Similar, you got the wrapped gunmetal gray van, which I don't think I mentioned. So this is wrapped, done by Brandon Wraps, did an amazing job. You got the Stoked side ladder here, the aluminum ladder. Love these grippy steps they do. Same with the Nerf bars. So you have the twin Nerf bar on this side, driver side and passenger side. And then these are something that are new, or we've never used them on the build, but they are surf hooks. Obviously those hooks flip outwards, and you can fit a surfboard there and mount your surfboard or paddleboard or kind of whatever is a long item. And then obviously you have the other AMA sliding window here behind the driver. Hoping to fill this in with B-roll because I can't even give you a clear shot. But on the front you have the Stoked Moab brush guard here, mounted up with 2 roving R7s, the clear. Such a pretty clean setup there with the lights, and then up top you have a 50-inch light bar as well to kind of tie it all together. Last item you can't see that is kind of an exterior upgrade. I guess it is inside, but is the pedal control sensor. So this does have like eco mode and a faster pedal response mode, essentially sport mode, and also has an anti-theft mode, which you can totally cut off the gas and the pedal response from your phone, which is a pretty cool feature. All right, before we fully jump into this rig, this is a pretty unique layout, and I'll explain some of the reasoning why. The first thing you probably see here is an amazing product by amazing company, Roll-Off. And this is your bug screen. So it easily rolls up. Obviously, either side here to zip it up. But I will show you the coolest feature. It is not something you have to continuously zip and unzip. There's actually a magnetic side here, which latches right back into place there. So when you want to enter and exit, you can just push this out of the way as you get back in the van. All right, hopping on in this van, you have this big open section here. That is because these clients have 2 100-pound dogs, so they really want to leave the space open. I guess we'll jump to the front cab. Lucky enough to have factory swivel seats from Mercedes. They're night and day from anything you can get. It's kind of an inside joke in the community. If you can get factory swivel seats from Mercedes, highly recommend it. When you walk into the front of the cab, clients were lucky enough to get factory swivel seats from Mercedes. Kept it pretty simple here. You just have this desk height seat. Using the factory chair, you can make it go backwards or forward. So you can kind of tuck yourself up under this desk, which is pretty cool. You can actually get nice and close here. You got your own little workstation. And that just flips away right against the wall, because we really want to keep this area open so they don't have a lagoon mount there. And obviously that table folds down there and tucks nicely away. Like I said, they wanted the space to stay open. You do have an outlet there to plug in stuff to your workstation. Windows nicely trimmed out. You have, as you can tell, going on in this van, a lot of cedar with the cedar door faces with the cane faces as well. Those open up on the slam latches there. My favorite. Some people might not say they're the most aesthetically pleasing, but they're the most functional. Didn't want to waste this space. You have these pretty cool flip down hooks here, hangers. for your coats, backpacks, bags, dog leashes, stuff like that. So that was a good use of space there. And then obviously you do have the nice under cabinet lighting in this station as well. All right, when you hop on into this area, this is kind of their little kitchenette here. You have the flip up countertop extension. This countertop is a Formica product called Everform, similar to Corian, a little bit more lightweight and durable in my opinion. So that looks good there. And then you can easily extend that down. Like I said, this galley is quite narrow, so having that extra counter space is perfect. You got your faucet here and your filtered drinking water as well with the filtration system underneath. Gray water tank for this, specifically the sink is kept on board. There's all your shutoffs down there and your water filtration system there for your drinking water. In this area you have some more counter space here with all of your drawers for storage. Yet again, all locking. These things aren't going to go anywhere. You have some nice backsplash here. We even added this little kind of get ready mirror that swivels out and you can dim. Lock that up there, put that back away. You have your kind of your control station here. So you have all your lights. You have your ceiling lights, which are dimmable. You can turn them all the way down, turn those back on. And then you have your shower light behind me and your under cabinet lights there. You got your S-Bar D2 with the Easy Start Pro remote here. And then you have your Victron system, pretty standard in all of our builds now, which tells you everything going on with this van. And there's some pretty cool features we have actually done in this build in the back, which I'll explain later. You have your ball valve dump for the gray water tank for the shower. You can hear that kind of turn on and actuate and start draining the water for the tank undermounted there for your shower. And then you have your water pump. Hear that turn on, prime up. And then you have your water heater here as well. All right, over here you have your full-size shower with the Nautilus self-squeeging shower door. We kind of put a lot in this, so you have your shower rod up here, I guess your clothes hanger when you're not using this for the shower. You obviously have your shower head here, hot and cold. And then down low we have a custom-made stainless steel shower pan with a nice clear cedar inset. And probably a feature we had to come up with on the fly as well. They are using a Laveo dry flush toilet. And our upholster created this cool waterproof cover, so you can kind of hang this to the side when it's in use, and then you have your dry flush toilet here, which I'm sure you guys have heard lots about, and we love them. It's a cartridge based system similar to a Diaper Genie. I should also note these toilets are water resistant. They just don't say they're waterproof. I'm sure it would be fine in the shower, but I mean, for the longevity of this and just storage reasons, we do provide this waterproof cover, which is pretty slick. All right, before we hop up into the sleeping and living room, we have the slim 150 Vitrifrigo fridge. You do have the built-in freezer still up here, pretty big size freezer. And then some people think this is a freezer, but that is another fridge compartment down there as well, which is pretty cool. And overhead here we have the compressor, which needs ventilation, everything like that, and the drain that goes to the floor for the condensation. I guess before we tackle kind of the rear, the last thing, we have the Dometic RTX 2000 up there. So they do have a fully off-grid AC unit, which is pretty nice. All right, before we hop at the back here, I just want to show you a couple things. Obviously, this ground is raised for a couple of reasons. There's some storage in the rear, some storage here, and just for running some of our plumbing and stuff. Obviously, if you're over about 5'7", you're not standing back here, but this is meant for sleeping and sitting, so that's not too much of a concern. We have this pretty cool hidden storage here for sheets, dirty laundry, stuff like that. You're not fitting a whole lot, but it is pretty cool. We have our shutoffs and stuff like that for all the plumbing, kind of separating each side of the van, and that hides away quite nicely there. All right, you have your seating area back here. It is really spacious. This is like a 76-inch long bed essentially, so slightly bigger than a queen lengthwise. You have overhead space here, so you can still sit here. You have the upholstered cushions, which turns into a bed. Like I said, plenty of storage here. That's one of the pros of this setup. Overhead, you have the Max Air fan. You have some of these swivel reading lights here, essentially for when you're sleeping. And obviously, when you're sitting here and it's at night and you just want to kind of do some work. This is part of your bed platform, which obviously goes across here. And there's another piece in the overhead shelf, which creates this into a bed, which we will show you. I'll just explain a couple more things prior to that. All right, it might be hard to see, but this section is pretty unique in a sense. Yes, there's flares, and you might say, Jared, why do we have flares? Well, originally the layout changed throughout this build. I mean, number one, flares do look cool on the outside. We have turned this into storage space. So in each of these flares, you do have a USB charger for this sitting area over here, which is quite cool. And then this also goes down quite deep. So you have all this pocket storage here for books, extra clothes. I mean, when you're sleeping at night, that's where you're going to throw your phone to charge it. Like I can show you, this is plenty of space down there inside the flare, which is pretty cool, and that is on both sides. All right, because you have a seating area situation, you do have some storage over here for soft goods on the plumbing side. I mean, we don't recommend putting anything in the electrical in some certain areas. This is super easy to access. So as you can see down in there, all of your plumbing is available and easy to access for maintenance and winterization. And your water heater's down there. Pretty clean, just being able to easily access it all. All right, and then down the passenger side bench seat, again, plenty of storage on this left side for winter clothes, things that you're not going to access every minute of every day, but there is plenty of storage down there. And over here, you have your nice, neat and tidy, easily accessible electrical system. So everything here is Victron and Pylon tech. I'll give you a little rundown: 400 amp hours of heated lithium, 3000 watt, the Multi-Plus 2 inverter charger. You have the DC charger Orion charging at 30 amps from the alternator. And then you have the charge controller for the solar. There is 400 watts on the roof, and that is all ran by the Servo GX. All right, I just want to touch on a pretty cool tech feature, but down below in each of these compartments, the electrical and the plumbing, there are fans. There's no switches for them. They actually turn on and off themselves by RUVI sensors, which are hooked into the servo, which is kind of the brains of the van, and which this allows for is temperature regulation. So come wintertime, that plumbing section is getting a little bit colder than it should, and that heat's not getting back here from the diesel heater up front under the seat, that's going to turn on and start sucking that hot air. And same goes for the summertime. If any of these sections are quote unquote overheating and the AC is running, it is going to kind of prioritize and pull that cold air from the air conditioning into these cabinets and correct itself. Once it reaches the temperature we have set, they'll shut off. So they're a pretty cool thing to just put on the back burner, and they do all the work for you, and you don't have to stress about any of that stuff. All right, coming to the rear of the van, the garage section of the van. This is kind of what your bed looks like down in bed mode, which is quite cool because you can lay side to side here, look out the back doors. You have your outdoor shower here. You have your water fill. Portion of that raised ground, you have some extra storage here. So you have a 250-pound drawer slides there for some storage, kind of using every inch of space there. And you also still have some storage here under that bench seat here. So it is still quite a lot of room there to store some things. And then kind of on the rear doors, we have this kind of internal trim ring from Flare Space, kind of cool molly board style thing going on there. We have the upholstered panels on the top, and then we actually just added these. These are pretty cool. Again, made by roll-off, so you got your gear carriers there. For example, you'd keep the outdoor shower hose in there. Plenty of storage in the bottom. And we actually have those on both sides of the van. So going over here again too, kind of got your phone storage, as that's where you're going to be sleeping. Some quick storage there. Those are pretty cool product. Their soft goods are amazing, and going back to them, another rear door screen. So same setup where you can put that down, and you can be living in here, sleeping in here with the doors open on a summer night, and those bugs aren't getting into your van, because we all know that is a pain in the butt. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed this van tour. Tried to keep it a bit shorter this time. This is a fully loaded van, a lot going on the outside and inside, and a pretty unique interior layout. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and we will see you in the next build. Thanks for watching, guys.